Hi, I'm going to show you a routine today. Let's roll the intro and I'll show you what I do on a Sunday afternoon. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader on these strangest days, because you might call it self-isolation, but to a trader, just a normal day, because we spend most of our time on our own. Now, in my videos, you'll see I'm a little bit fortunate. I do have two setups. I have one here in my little study at home and another one in my wife's business, where I go and terrorize her most days. So I do get out, but if I'm locked in here, no worries. I'll just trade as I normally do. And what am I doing? Well, I'm trying to show trading in the real world. There's no mansions, no stupid Lamborghinis or anything like that. It's just in the moment and trading as it should be. Because I am sick and tired of seeing all these people on the land of make-believe, what you call Instagram, just portraying it in such a light that is impossible. And I think it's unfair, which is why I do this. And amongst everything, I run a little Facebook group where a few guys can connect together. Hold on. Yes, my love? Yeah, I'm busy. Why did you want me? You always want me, don't you? To say that. She really wants me, guys. Ugh. Anyway, she's made the coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. So we'll leave her alone for a while. No, sorry. Every Sunday afternoon, I come up into here and I research the markets a little bit. And just a little bit of a break from the mental activities that happen downstairs when my grandchildren come. They've just left, so it's time to do some little bit of work. And one of the guys has asked if I'd show a little bit about my routine. Well, trading is built on routines. And often when you see my live trades, they're pretty much the same. For all, I've had a few comments saying, your videos are all the same, Scruff, they're great. But that's because I do the same thing every day. I don't change it. The only thing that changes is maybe the market that I'm going to trade. And that's what I'm going to try and show you a little bit now. Basically, I have a set routine as to how I pick a market. And I'll jump on the screens and I'll show you where I go to get my information and why I pick those markets. Okay, so come with me and I'll jump on the screen. So the first thing I do is ensure I have a coffee, because you need a coffee while you're reading the news. It just helps lubricate the brain a little bit. And that's what I do. So I always start the day, whether it's during the week or on a Sunday when I'm looking through everything, with FinViz and the news. And all I do is I just have a quick scan through, see if any headline captures my imagination. The pop-ups are terrible on FinViz, by the way. And that's it. I have a good read through the news just to get a handle of what's going on and what I might expect over the week. I'm not a news trader. I don't pay a great deal of attention to it, but I'm very mindful of what's in the background, because I'm a great believer that whatever's happening is built into the chart. Okay. But the first thing that I do, and I'm building up a picture, if you like, of what I'm going to trade. And for me, it's common sense to trade a strong currency against a weaker, and also look for the movers in the shaker. And I find this section here very, very helpful, because on this, in the last trading day, the pound was the strongest and the yen was the weakest. But if you were listening to the news, they were saying the safe haven was the US dollar. Now this is contradicting that, which is why I don't pay a lot of attention to the news, because everything was saying, oh, dollar's the safe haven, there's money being plowed into it, and one thing and another. However, it didn't do as well as what you would think. So that's the first part of the puzzle. So I go through each currency individually, and I start with the strongest and work my way down. And I'm not going to go through every one of them. I'll just do the British pound today, because this takes me maybe it's 2.5 hours just to have a good look through. So I know the pound's the strongest, so that gives me a score, all right? And that's all I'm doing, is building up the score chart, which is this. And I've had people ask me time and time again, how do I fill this in? And I ain't going to tell you, because it's individually to me. And the reason I'm not going to tell you how I fill it in is because some people think it is a trading trigger, and they've tried to use it as a trading trigger and lost money, and they had a go. So thank you for the ones who had a bit of abuse on that, because I will never, ever in a month of Sundays show you how this is filled in. But what I'm doing is I'm building up a score chart, all right? And I know that sounded a bit mean, but the basis of trading is not that sheet. It's the chart that you're choosing to trade. And everybody has different criteria as to how they will pick a currency. I do it through a series of scores, and then I'll focus on one pair that day, maybe it's two at best, and I'll trade them. Now, I could do it another way by saying I will only ever trade cable. That's it. Not trading anything else. I'll just trade cable, and I'll still do okay. But I like to scan through the charts, and I'll trade whatever based on movement. Because the problem with trading one currency is if it's flatlining, not going anywhere, there's not a great deal of movement. It just becomes that little bit harder to gauge. It's not impossible, it just becomes a little bit harder, which is why I'll look at multiple currencies. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at this, and you can use what I'm going to show you, how to build up your own score sheet, because score sheets are individual to everybody. And the reason they're individual is because we all look at the charts in a different way. So that's that. So that's the first thing. So I know that's the strongest, that's the weakest. All right. So that'll give me a score, sort of 8 and 0, if you want to look at it like that. Okay. And once I've read through the news and I've had a good look at this, I'll move over onto investing.com. And I use this website all the time. I'll look at the economic calendar. It shows me what's happening over the next week. And it's a very, very useful tool. Again, I don't pay a lot of attention to it. I'm just mindful of what's happening on the day. Sort of if there's an interest rate going to be announced, non-farm payrolls, that sort of thing. But the part that I do pay attention to is this. And this is again where I start getting my scores. I will go through this on every single currency. Now here I've set up the pound, because I want to see what the pound is. So what I'll do, if you click customize, get rid of all of this lot, GBP, you can start putting in all the currencies as they are. All right, so I'll quickly do that for you. So I've now put all of these into my little analysis tool that investing.com kindly give us, and it shows me the major GDP pairs and what is happening with them on a 5, 15, hourly and daily basis. So again, see it's strong, but it predominantly sell on the higher time frames. So for all FinViz is saying it is the strongest, it might have just been a short-term blip, and that's because the last data sample was Friday, wildcard day, and that could have been just people exiting positions to gain that profit before closing for the weekend. We don't know. But one of the reasons why I think that is because of this section here. The Swissy is a safe haven currency, yet the buy, it went in, but then it became neutral, which normally means there's a change of pace. And so that paints me a picture, and I can see it here, here, and here. And I can drill into this that little bit further on each pair, so I can see exactly what was going on. All right, I can see that it's gone up, but why has it gone up? There we are. You can see a nice chart, and I can flick through it. Investing is terrible for pop-ups as well, by the way, guys. And again, you can flick through it and see. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this. There's the news underneath, which can back up what I was reading earlier on. And it's as simple as that. All I've done is build a picture. So I'm kind of building a watch list, if you want to call it. And once I've gone through this and kind of got a basis in my mind, I'll then look at the charts side by side. I'll just move this so you can see it's all the same charts. And what I'm mainly looking at is the general direction of each. So 6 charts, 6 points. All right. Are they all going up? And that's where you kind of build your picture up. These to me look relatively flatline. You know, if I look at that, that one's going up, but this one isn't really. That one is neither. Neither's that. Neither's that. They kind of cross the board. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at to see if there's any strength, any movement in the market. And then I'll plot it and I'll plot it and I'll plot it. And eventually what will happen is I'll end up with a basket of currency based on all 8. So I've looked at the pound. For me, it's flatlining. It's not really doing a great deal. So then I'll look at the next currency and I'll go through the whole process again. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to build a watch list. And the thing is, I'm asked all the time, you know, which are the best pairs? There isn't one. They're all the same. If I took the name off there, then it's just a chart. So there, right. Take that off. Right? Lose that. That doesn't exist anymore. It's not there. What is this chart? Could be anything. You know, it could be gold, coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. Any currency. A chart is just a chart. And once you get your head around that, the process starts becoming easy, because you automatically think, oh, well, this is the currency and the pair that I need to make money. Make money off any chart. And that's the crux and the main reason why the way that I fill in a spreadsheet is irrelevant, because that isn't what makes you any money. The chart is what makes you money, and being able to read that chart. And that's what this is all about. So look at FinBiz, look at investing.com, read the news, but all of that is secondary to this chart, because charts can move in an instant, and it doesn't matter what you think, you'll get caught out, because then you'll blame the broker. You say, oh, the broker stock hunted me. But they didn't. You just weren't prepared for it. And it's very, very simple to read. You know, I was looking at a snapshot and that told me it was flatlining, which it is. That is there. There's the channel that it's flatlined on, right there. If I started analyzing this, there's a fib, take it to the end of the move, I bet you that's touched 50%. What do you know? It did. All right. So these are crazy wild times. And I just quickly pulled this chart up. I put a fib on something that I recognized was a strong move, and it went to 50%, because it always does. There's a strong move there. That went to 50% and then some. There's a strong move there. That has a chance to come to here before it returns. And this is just basic stuff. Okay, put a fib. Move started there to there. Right, that's coming into the 23.6. And if you look at the other video that I did on Fibonacci, you'll see once you break the 23, start looking for a reaction, which is here. If this doesn't make a new low, in other words, if it starts going back down here and it doesn't break this black line, be ready for it, because it will go to there. Okay, if it does break the back line, it just means the move hasn't finished yet. Okay, but it happens so many times it happens. All right, but the art of it is knowing where the top and the bottom is. Okay, now this is going to be a monster, and that retracement will be pretty big, because it will come. Now there's your drop. Okay, now this will take a long time to play out, guys. So eventually the target is going to be up here. All right, this market will get back to 123.30, but it won't happen overnight. You know, it took it a long time to get down. This has been 9th of March. Okay, and it's the 22nd today. So it's taken quite a while to come down to the bottom. You know, it didn't happen overnight. So it'll take that time to get back up. So it'll take it another week to come back up. But it's mindful, worth watching. And that's it. That's my little routine. It's all I do. Terrorize my grandchildren in the morning, have Sunday lunch, and then come up into my study and have a look through the markets to see what I'm going to trade for the given week. And all I'm doing is I'm just gauging what's going on, because as a day trader, I do a watered down version of that every morning, just to see if what I've been looking at on a Sunday has changed. And that's it. Simple as that. So if you are isolated, my advice is don't overtrade. Still only look for 1-2 trades a day. That's all you need. But be very selective on what you trade and filter them down. And if you can do that, you'll be a little bit more successful. So with all of that, I wish you well, guy. Stay safe. Remember, do what you love. Money will follow. Keep well.